Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're trying to shortcut some research for you, digging into the open source productivity space.
Yeah, specifically looking at two big Notion alternatives, AppFlowy and AFFiNE.
That's right. And our sources show, well, they both talk a big game about flexibility, privacy, AI,
Mm-hmm.
the whole open source dream.
But they actually cater to pretty different ways of working. So our mission today is figuring out which one fits your workflow best.
Right. Are you more about like locking down your data, maybe you're a dev, or are you needing more of a visual creative space?
Exactly. That's the core question we'll unpack.
Okay, so let's start with AppFlowy. It really positions itself as the privacy-first workspace.
Yeah.
Feels very much about control.
Totally. Full granular control over your info. The source material highlights this local-first approach.
Which means more than just offline use, right?
Oh, yeah. It's about data sovereignty. You can actually self-host the whole thing. And this is key. You can run large language models, think Mistral 7B, Llama 3, directly on your own computer.
Wow. Okay, so the AI stays local too.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for privacy.
Huge. Keep sensitive AI stuff completely off third-party servers. Game changer. If you're dealing with, like, confidential data.
But okay, for someone who isn't maybe super technical,
Yeah.
is self-hosting running local AI, is that barrier worth it? Or is it really for the hardcore privacy folks?
It's definitely a trade-off. I mean, if you absolutely cannot have certain data leave your control, it's worth it. Think NDAs, proprietary code, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But you got to remember, running Llama 3 locally, well, that needs some serious processing power on your machine. It's a hardware commitment.
Not just a software toggle.
Exactly. Still, it gives you core AI features like text generation, table autofill, all locally. Price-wise, the free tier is decent, up to 2 users, 5 gigs. Pro is $10 per user per month, unlimited storage.
Okay, so AppFlowy, .trust, self-reliance, developer-friendly. How does AFFiNE then compete in this open source world, especially if it's maybe a bit more cloud-leaning?
Well, AFFiNE takes a completely different path. It's marketed as a creative hybrid workspace, less about rigid blocks, more about flow.
Yeah, it merges documents, whiteboards, databases,
Yeah.
all into one kind of seamless canvas.
Precisely. That edgeless design is their big thing. It's aimed at, writers, designers, planners, people who think visually.
So you could be like sketching ideas on a whiteboard section, then turn those sketches into structured notes or even a database table without switching apps.
Exactly. That's the idea, fostering that nonlinear visual thinking. And their AI reflects that, too.
How so?
It's less about raw coding help and more about visual assistance. Think turning an outline into presentation slides automatically or summarizing notes into a mind map. It helps you visualize information.
Interesting. Okay, and access, how does that work?
The main open source version, free forever, unlimited local workspaces.
Right.
And their pro plan is pretty competitive, actually. $6.75 a month. Gets you 100 gigs of cloud storage, up to 10 members, version history. Good value for teams, really.
Okay, so let's boil this down. If you're someone who values absolute data ownership, needs strong offline capability, maybe you're a developer, AppFlowy seems like the choice.
That's the profile. Robust, controllable environment. You manage the compute if you want.
Whereas AFFiNE,
Yeah.
that's more for the creative pro, someone wanting that flexible, visual, kind of all-in-one feel, where switching between writing and sketching is smooth.
Yeah, exactly. It really comes down to, is your priority the data architecture like an AppFlowy or the design and creative architecture like an AFFiNE?
And there's that AI cost difference too, right? The add-ons.
Right, a little nuance there. AppFlowy has an optional $8 add-on for cloud access to big models like GPT-4o or Claude 3.
Okay.
AFFiNE's enhanced AI add-on is $8.90. The slight price difference isn't really the story, though.
What is then?
It's what you're paying for. With AppFlowy, that $8 is basically buying premium cloud bandwidth to proprietary AI models. With AppFlow, the $8.90 is more about paying for the cloud processing power needed for those complex visual transformations, like the outline to mind map thing. That takes compute.
Ah, okay. Different reasons for the cost. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So this brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. Both have free ways to start, but AppFlowy lets you pull powerful AI into your private local setup. AppFlowy uses AI mostly to help visualize and transform creative work in the cloud.
So the question you need to ask yourself is, how much is that complete data sovereignty, that local control, really worth to you compared to having a super flexible, visually intuitive design that might rely a bit more on the cloud for its advanced tricks?
Something to think about for your next project. That's all for this deep dive.